Marietta College. $1,200 of your closest friends across 100 acres. This is home.
Coming up today on WCMO NewsCenter 15, a federal judge has refused to lift a restraining order blocking deportation.
And DNA testing company 23andMe has filed for bankruptcy.
All this and more coming up on NewsCenter 15 starts now. Hello and welcome to today's edition of WCMO NewsCenter 15. I'm Zachary Simpkins.
And I'm Evie Gravelin. Topping our news today.
A federal judge has refused to lift a restraining order blocking the deportation of Venezuelan migrants under President Trump's use of wartime powers. On March 15th, Trump deported 238 alleged gang members to El Salvador, citing the 1798 Alien Enemies Act. Judge James Boasberg ruled that the immigrants have the right to challenge their deportation, as many dispute their gang member affiliation. The Trump administration is appealing the decision, calling the act necessary for national security. Human rights groups have criticized the move as illegal, arguing the U.S. is not at war.
Ukraine has condemned Russia's latest missile strike on the city of Sumy, which injured 65 people, including 14 children, and Ukrainian officials accused Moscow of targeting civilian infrastructure, calling for increased international pressure. The attack occurred as U.S. and Russian negotiators met in Saudi Arabia for talks on the pausing aspects of the war, including revival, the Black Sea grain deal. Despite ceasefire agreements, both sides continue to exchange attacks as U.S. officials remain hopeful for progress in securing a lasting peace.
It's been a breezy week.
Let's see if it will get warmer throughout the weekend.
Landon is here with the current conditions. What's going on outside right now, Landon?
You, Evie, and Zach, that we are going to have a bit of a warmer weekend after the rather cold days we've had this past week, but that's not going to start today, unfortunately. Right now, we are going to have a little bit of light rain later on in the day with an expected high of 47. The UV index is at a moderate level of 3, a fair air quality level of 48, and a low pollen count. No doubt going to get lower with that rain coming. The winds will be running around the west at 13 miles per hour. The humidity for today is roughly 30% and will no doubt slightly increase with that light rain. The sun rose about 17 after 7 this morning and should be setting about 15 before 8 this evening. Now, as I said, it's not starting until tomorrow into Saturday, but we are going to be in for a few warmer days in the weekend ahead. But unfortunately, the latter part of the weekend is also going to be a bit wetter. We'll elaborate on that a little bit more when I return later on in the program for the 5-day forecast, but you've got that to look forward to as well. So until then, back to you guys at the desk.
DNA testing company 23andMe has filed for bankruptcy protection, with co-founder and CEO Ann Wojcicki resigning immediately. The company plans to sell itself under court supervision, but will continue operating. Despite this, regulators are closely monitoring the situation following a major 2023 data breach. the UK has issued a provisional £4.95 million fine, and California's Attorney General advised users to delete their data. Once valued at $6 billion, the company struggled with profitability, data privacy issues, and failed business model shifts. Wojcicki remains on the board, while Finance Chief Joe Silsevich takes over as interim CEO.
A new museum honoring the nation's highest military heroes opens Tuesday in Arlington, Texas. The National Medal of Honor Museum tells the stories of over 3,500 recipients from the Civil War to today. Retired Army Colonel Jack Jacobs, a Medal of Honor recipient from the Vietnam War, says the museum highlights the courage of ordinary people who faced extraordinary challenges. Visitors can explore personal stories, interactive exhibits, and hear directly from recipients. Located near Global Life Field and AT&T Stadium, the museum's opening celebration on Saturday will feature music, fireworks, and a drone show.
Coming up, a security breach sparks controversy.
And an Ohio teacher placed on administrative leave.
Stay with us. There's more in the WCMO's NewsCenter 15 after the break.
At Marietta College, teamwork goes beyond athletics. At Marietta, we promote individuality, creativity, and resilience. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, we are Ohio Nation. This is the time, this is the place. We are pioneers. We are Marietta College.
Hey, this is Kevin Love from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Right now, many of us feel anxious. Mindfulness can help you ease those feelings. My nonprofit is partnering with Headspace to offer free content to help you stress less. Head to kevinlovefund.org/headspace.
Here's to the straggly ones. The first ones. Hey, I look good with this ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. The itchy ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the absolutely filthy ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
An Ohio teacher from Hull Perry Intermediate School in Perrysburg has been placed on administrative leave after visiting a student's home to demand missing homework. The unexpected visit led to a confrontation with the student's parent, prompted a family to report the incident. Perrysburg schools confirmed the teacher will remain on leave during an investigation, with police also involved. Superintendent Thomas Holster assured families that student safety is a top priority and emphasized the importance of professional conduct. The district is committed to transparency and will provide updates as the investigation progresses.
An Ohio corrections officer is being hailed as a hero for saving his neighbor's 8-month-old baby. On March 9th, Officer Vitavius Stanford responded to a distress call after the infant stopped breathing. Using his CPR training, Stanford managed to dislodge the object blocking the baby's airway. Lake County Sheriff Frank Leon Bruno praised his quick actions, announcing Stanford will receive the life-saving medal at a ceremony in April.
A major security breach has sparked outrage after reports that top Donald Trump officials, including Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, shared U.S. military strike plans in a Signal group chat that mistakenly included the Atlantic's editor-in-chief. The National Security Council is investigating, and lawmakers are demanding lawyers. Trump claims he was unaware of the leak. The breach comes amid increased airstrikes on Houthi rebels in Yemen. Critics are commending the incident as a severe operational security failure, with potential legal consequences under the Espionage Act.
In Japan, 89-year-old Iwao Hakimata, who spent nearly 50 years on death row before being acquitted of murder, will receive $1.45 million in compensation. The country's largest ever payout in a criminal case, Hakimata was convicted in 1968 of killing his boss and his family, but a retrial last year overturned the verdict. His lawyers argued that decades of imprisonment severely impacted his mental health. The case, marked by allegations of coerced confessions and planted evidence, has drawn his scrutiny over Japan's justice system.
We'll find out what's trending in Real Talk with Haley Lanham.
And Adam Sandler is back. We'll have a sneak peek at his upcoming sequel.
And we're in for a wet and warm weekend, but how long will that warmness stick around? I have the details with your 5-day forecast coming up right after the break.
When kids need medical care, they face life-changing experiences. They miss out on the things that make being a kid fun. Starlight Children's Foundation programs entertain and inspire hospitalized kids. Learn more at starlight.org.
There's a place for everyone at Marietta College. Our place is here as esports competitors. This is Marietta College Esports.
Welcome back to WCMO NewsCenter 15.
It's that time in our newscast to find out what's trending.
That's right, our own Haley Lanham has the details in today's Real Talk.
Welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Haley, and we have some great news for you country music fans because the Country Music Hall of Fame just announced its 2025 inductees on Tuesday morning. The announcement came at the Country Music Hall of Fame and Museum in Nashville Tuesday morning, hosted by Hall of Fame member Vince Gill. June Carter Cash will be inducted in the Veterans Era Artist category. The Cash family said June's place in country music is undeniable. They said her contributions to country music span decades, from singing with her mother, Maybelle Carter, and her sisters, as well as on her own and with her beloved husband, Johnny Cash. The Cash family members said that they were grateful and proud that June will be in the Hall of Fame. And Kenny Chesney is being inducted in the Modern Era Artist category. The singer-songwriter has 4 Country Music Association and 4 Academy of Country Music Entertainer of the Year awards to his credit. He had his first #1 record in 1997 and has added 32 more to that since. North Carolina native Tony Brown will be inducted in the Non-Performer category. He has been a country music musician, producer, and record label executive. Brown is a 6-time Grammy winner, a member of the Gospel Music Hall of Fame, and the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame. And now, who are you looking at? An NBC affiliate spotted this visitor sitting on top of their studio weather camera a few days ago. The owl posed in front of the camera before flying away after about 15 minutes, just the right amount of time for fame. According to Travis Audubon, Austin is home to 3 common owl species: the great horned owl, the barred owl, and the eastern screech owl. Owls are nocturnal creatures, so who knows if this bird will make a repeat sighting. Well, there you have it. That is what is trending right now here in the United States. Have a great day, everyone, and I will see you real soon next week.
Thanks, Haley. Let's move on to entertainment news now. And it's some big news for Happy Gilmore fans. Let's get a sequel.
That's right. This summer, we can all return to our happy place and reunite with somebody's favorite golfer.
Here's Landon with a Hollywood Minute.
Hey, everyone. Well, it's been almost 30 years since we last saw Happy Gilmore, the long-driving hero who won the Tour Championship in 1996. Now we finally get to catch up with him in a sequel that's bringing along a few familiar and some fresh faces. Some professional golfers have joined the roster, too, including John Daly, Paige Spiranek, Scotty Shelfer, and many more. The comedy is set to tee off on July 25th on Netflix. In other news, Dakota Johnson stars in Materialists as a high-powered matchmaker caught between an old friend, played by Chris Evans, and a rich suitor, played by Pedro Pascal. The romantic drama, written and directed by Celine Song, Oscar-nominated for Past Lives, opens in theaters on June 13th. And finally, Maxine Peake stars in Words of War as Russian-American investigative journalist and human rights activist Anna Politkovskaya, who paid for her reporting on the Second Chechen War with her life. The political drama opens in theaters on May 2nd, one day before UN World Press Freedom Day on May 3rd. Well, that's all we've got today for the world of Hollywood. I'm Landon Santini. See you all in a few minutes for your 5-day forecast.
Thanks, Landon. Spring looks like it has finally arrived, at least for now.
I wonder what the temperatures will look like next week.
Well, Landon is here with the details. Landon, what can we expect from Mother Nature for the rest of this week?
Well, after some temperatures have cooled down for the first week of spring last week, my apologies. This week, things have kind of gradually started warming up, but we're in for a bit of a warm and rainy weekend ahead. As you can see, that rain that's going to be coming to our neck of the woods in a few days is currently passing through Illinois and Indiana and a little bit of the southern portion of the Great Lakes. But as for our neck of the woods, we're having a pretty warm, crisp, and clear day both in Ohio and in the surrounding states. And our area of the Mid-Ohio Valley is relatively calm today, except for that slight downpour we could be getting later on in the day, maybe late afternoon, early evening. But that rain will finally be hitting full force tomorrow with higher temperatures, the highest we've had all week, with a high of 70, and those temperatures spiking even more as we get a break from the rain on Saturday with an expected high of 79 and cloudy conditions. But that rain will come back on Sunday and cause the temperatures to start going down a little bit with an expected high of 73 and going down even further with an expected high of 62 as the rain continues at the beginning of the work week on Monday, and continuing on into Tuesday, that temperature decrease will continue with partly cloudy conditions and expected high of 52. So if you're going to be doing any spring-related activities, Saturday would objectively be the absolute best day to do it. But thankfully, even though we're going to be experiencing a resurgence of coldness a bit afterwards, as we get into the middle of the next week, we'll finally, as March turns into the month of April, things will start warming up again. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in more detail when I return for your forecast next week. But until then, that's all I've got for this week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Landon. When we come back, Zachary Worstel will join us with an update from the world of sports.
See you in a few.
James Brown and Bill Cowher welcoming you back to the Midnight Snack Run.
This is one tricky obstacle course.
He's reaching, but he pushes it away. He's approaching a plate of iced cookies. He blows right by him.
Oh, the fridge.
Looks like he's headed for the soda. Wait, he jukes left, grabs the water bottle.
Now he's just got to get out of there.
Look what dropped from the sky.
Don't do it, Dennis. That's the way you execute a Midnight Snack Run.
Stand Up to Cancer and Rally want you to reduce your risk for cancer.
Go to takeahealthystand.org.
The next disaster is coming. The time to get ready is now. Make a plan. Choose meetup locations and keep a contact list. Build a kit with food and water. Don't forget your pets. Keep extra medicine on hand. Make copies of key documents and keep them somewhere safe. Stay informed, learn about local hazards, and sign up for alerts. Be ready. Learn more at americares.org/sendusin.
Thanks for staying with us. Joining us now for sports is Zachary Worstel.
Zach, tell us about it.
Thanks, guys. Starting off, we have USC star Juju Watkins. She'll miss the rest of the women's NCAA tournament after tearing her ACL during the Trojans' second-round win against Mississippi State. Watkins, a sophomore and National Player of the Year contender, was injured just 5 minutes into the game. Despite her absence, Kiki Irafin stepped in with 36 points, leading USC to a dominant 96-59 victory. Coach Lindsey Gottlieb praised Watkins' impact on the program, saying her influence goes far beyond the court. USC will now head to the Sweet 16 without their star player. In other news, happy MLB opening day. This afternoon, 28 teams will take the field across 14 games to kick off the 2025 season. ESPN will air 2 of those exciting matchups. The first one being the Brewers versus Yankees at 3:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, featuring Carlos Rodon on the mound for the Yankees. And the Tigers versus reigning champion Dodgers will take place on ESPN at 7:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With star pitchers, notable debuts, and fresh storylines for some teams, baseball fans are in for a thrilling day. If you're one of the 4 fans for the Rays and Rockies, their series will start tomorrow. Let the 162-game marathon begin. Heading to Marietta College news, Wittenberg University defeated Marietta College 7-3 last night, with strong performances in the first 3 innings, scoring 2 runs each. Marietta's Drew McKenna hit a solo home run, and a double steal in the 3rd inning helped cut the lead to 4-2. However, Wittenberg extended their lead with additional runs in the 3rd and 4th innings. Marietta's Luke Zarnomsky took the loss, while Wittenberg's Kyle Mahone earned the win with 3 shutout innings. Marietta's next game is at Ohio Northern on Saturday, March 29th at 1 p.m. Moving on to March Madness, the Sweet 16 is here. After a weekend of intense basketball action, the NCAA men's tournament's field has narrowed down to the final 16 teams. All 4 number 1 seeds, being Auburn, Duke, Florida, and Houston, remain in the hunt for a national title, while Arkansas is the Cinderella story so far, advancing as a number 10 seed after upsetting number 2 St. John's. Tonight's matchups include BYU versus Alabama at 7:09 p.m., Maryland versus Florida at 7:39 p.m., Arizona versus Duke at 9:39 p.m., and the Cinderella Arkansas versus Texas Tech at 10:09 p.m. To close the night, Friday's action kicks off with Ole Miss taking on Michigan State at 7:09 p.m., followed by Kentucky versus Tennessee, Michigan versus Auburn, and Purdue versus Houston to close the night. That's all I have for you. That's all I have for today. I'm Zach Worstel. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Zach. And back at the desk with us is Landon for a last look at the forecast.
To sum it up, after a bit of a slight temperature increase to 70 tomorrow and some rain, the temperatures will increase up to about 79 over the course of the weekend, but end with some temperature decreases on Sunday with some more rain, causing it to cool down to the 50s by Tuesday. So Saturday's the best day to do something spring related. Go outside and take a look at the fresh air and the blooming blossoms, and wear some of your favorite springtime outfits. In fact, I like the outfit that you're wearing there, Zach. I get a lot of Irish vibes from it. I know we had St. Patrick's Day a couple weeks ago, but I think you pulled that look off quite well, my friend.
Thank you. I'm definitely in the spring spirit. Well, thank you, Landon. That's all the time we have for today. For all of us here at WCMO NewsCenter 15, Marietta College Broadcasting, thanks again for joining us. You can catch us Thursday at 12:30 and 6:30 during most weekends of the semester, or you can search for WCMO Television on YouTube.com. See you next time. We hope you have a nice day.